Good afternoon, respected dignitaries in the audience, the CML fraternity. Thank you for having me. I'm actually representing the academician's point of view on data analysis. When we first thought of about data, what is the first thing come to our mind? Usually what we thought of is, it is not a new thing. When we were student, then quantitative data, we used to call it number. So number theories, we used to study the real number, nominal number. So as we grew up, suddenly we found that the quantitative numbers, they are everywhere in literature, they started terming it as data, the quantitative data. Then the textual information, they started naming as qualitative data. So what has changed over the years? So while I was preparing for this presentation, I was just thinking of that, is this popularity of data analytics, is it real, or it is just a fad? We are, getting interested into it, spending so much time, but what about others? So I went to Google Trends. So in Google Trends, I put 3 searches. One is the data analytics, second is financial management, and third is corporate finance. The picture is clear. Data is from 2004, since the inception of Google actually. So we can see in the number of searches, number of people who search for this term data analytics in recent years, there is a quantum jump into it. However, the terms financial management and corporate finance, they are actually perennial favorites. There is no such change as such. They are maintaining the same amount of popularity over the years. But data analytics as a term, the number of people, the number of searches on Google which search this phrase data analytics, that is increasing exponentially over the years, particularly in the recent years. We can't avoid this. It is there already. What about India? What about India? The trend is same. Actually, one another paper on this can be written. If we see the interest over time on the terms financial management, corporate finance, and data analytics. Actually, it is telling a story. It is trying to tell something about the professional developments, about what the people want, where is the trend. Now, data analytics, if we look at it intuitively, it was always there. All of us did ratio analysis while studying CMA. So we did the balance sheet analysis, the analysis of profit and loss. So CMAs are actually, data analysis is actually in their blood. As a professional accountant, we are dealing with data day in and day out. What got changed, what leads to such kind of popularity, such kind of adoption, is the range and quantum of availability of data. What got changed? It is the availability of technological tools, the softwares, hardwares, that got changed. What got changed is the ease of access. So at a click of a mouse, I can download 7,000 listed companies' data from a database with specific filters, with specific choices, with specific time range, which earlier used to take years to collect. Now it is just a matter of few minutes, if not hours. However, what has not changed? What has not changed is the human quotient. That is how human actually looks into the data, how he reads the data. That has not changed. Machine is still, I don't know, in future maybe machine one day catch up human brains, their thinking process, that day may not be too far, but till now, machine cannot think like human being. As a human being thinks, machine cannot do that. In spite of so much development in artificial intelligence. The art of reading between lines, the analyst still works like Sherlock Holmes when he looks at the balance sheet of a company, tries to find out that what is happening behind the curtain, what is in between the lines, what is written. So the way of thinking of an analyst, it is same as it was 30 years back. The only change which has happened is the availability of tools, availability of data, that has increased manifold. And this is the reason why Warren Buffett, the tools used by Warren Buffett for analyzing the company's valuation of companies, the tools used by Graham and Dodd for fundamental analysis, they remain same. They have not changed much. Still, The Intelligent Investor is one of the best-selling book in the world. Now the question is that in between just one information I'd like to say that we are already in academics, we are already emphasizing on these issues. At Shivnadar University, Chennai, we have introduced data analytics as a elective. The ICWAI and the ICAI CMA has the proactive state. This year they introduced paper 11 for business data analytics, which will introduce the budding cost and management accountants to the subject of business data analytics. So the path is clear. We can't avoid. Industry is also accepting this, even government. This is one of the screenshot of the one EOI, which is issued recently by Andhra Pradesh government. And you can see in the highlighted portion that CMAs with a certified course in data analytics shall be given preference. So it is the need of the hour. Now, if we want to become proficient, the next thought which came to my mind, if I want to become proficient in data analytics as a professional accountant, then what are the areas we may focus upon? Now basically this data analytics is a marriage of mathematics, technology and business. Now in mathematics, sometimes it is a very hardcore mathematics like calculus, the linear algebra. So this can be a matter of area of further study that how proficient a professional accountant can be in core mathematical sections, right? So that can be another topic of another discussion. But now, when as a business person, I am dealing with data analytics, then actually what I am supposed to do. So some time back, I was reading this article in Harvard Business Review that data science and the art of persuasion. So as a professional, what we can focus on that how we can use data for pursuing our causes, for propagating our business, for understanding the business in a better way. So how we can do that? Now, in this article, Scott Berinato, he interviewed several data scientists, around 250 of them. His finding is very amazing. His finding is, what the data scientists feel is that we have all the tools, we know mathematics, we know statistics, we have the software, right? But where we are facing problem is that telling the story, that how I will convey what I want to say to my client, the other person. So, the data scientists sometimes they say, okay, we did a rigorous analysis of the data. We have a huge data pool, right? We call it big data, data lake. We have all these things. We have most advanced softwares at our disposal. We have the most knowledgeable people, qualified statisticians, mathematicians into our team. But the problem, no one is understanding us. No one understands us. When we talk about our ideas, they are failing to understand what I am actually trying to say, and my proposals are getting rejected. So, how to address this issue? I think this is a very common issue for all the people who are into business. Now, he gave certain solutions. What he is saying, that basically when I am pursuing one project, then I have a team of professionals. The team of professionals can be, some are experts in project management, some are experts in data handling, data analysis, subject expertise, design, and the last one is storytelling. As professional accountants, we may focus on that out of these 6 areas, what are our strengths, where we should devote our energy and resources. And then he is suggesting that you map talents to team members. So Anand, the first person, he is good in design and storytelling. So he can be deployed for that. Cameron, he is expert in data handling. So like this, a team can be made, and then finally, that is for each type of project and how much depth one can go. So depending upon the bars, these bars actually show that up to what extent, to what depth you can devote, the manager can devote the resources for carrying out the project successfully. Now, it is a big job. We will focus here in the last item, that is the storytelling. So storytelling is about, storytelling is that there is a data, but the manager is trying to convey some story, some message from that data. Now, there are several resources available on this. So this is the last part, that is knowing that talents are available, they can assign units, and upcoming project plan can be made, model development, exploration, hypothesis and analysis, and presentation. And ultimately the successful execution. When we talk about the last step, that is the storytelling, that is the final delivery of the outcome to the intended audience, then there are 4 major elements. First is the context for communication. What I actually want to communicate, and it should match with the audience. If I am talking to urban citizens, my language will be something else. If I am communicating to rural audience, my communication should not be same. If I tell that speak in same language to a rural audience and the urban audience, the possibility is that it may fail. So what is the context for communication? Second is the narrative. The narrative is very important. What is the language? How to begin the communication, in the middle what to say, and how to end the communication, and what is the call to action, what's next, what action need to be taken. In the third space, it comes the data. So data, which data I will use for the analysis? I have lots of data, but which data is useful for me, which data is not useful for me, that depends upon the context and narrative. And the one important point is there, that is quality data source. So any data analyst or data scientist will agree that the maximum time actually will be spent for cleaning the data, not for the actual data analysis, but for cleaning. While cleaning the data, it takes the maximum resources. Then we do the statistical analysis, and then we check the validity and the accuracy of the result. And fourth step, the last step, which actually impresses the audience, that is the visual design. So from the visual design, the data analyst is connecting with the audience who may not be an expert in the subject. During the 2008 meltdown, lot of companies lost money in derivatives. So later on it was discovered that it was not communicated properly, that what is the risk in dealing with derivatives. So this is the overall structure of the storytelling. But still, even if we know this, the bad visuals, the bad graphs happens.